Hello and welcome to another video made by me, Chief Commodore Matrax of the CLEMC. Today, I'm going to show you how to use the ALiVE ORBAT tool to make a faction, hopefully. So, to start off, you're going to place down the character. Make sure it's got the red circle around it, that means it's the player. It's going to be you. You're going to go to Systems, ORBAT. To place down an ALiVE ORBAT thing. We're in the Addon editor. We haven't done anything else besides place this guy and this system. And we're going to go play in single player. We'll let that load. And when it does, the menu that we'll be working with will appear. Here we are. So, we're currently in the faction editor area. As you can see here, we're going to click new. We're going to ignore that. And we're going to make an independent faction. These raiders. Riley Land. Raider. Indistinct. Generate class name. And select flag, giggles, blammo. So you enter all that, you generate the class name, and then bam, there's that. And once we do that, go into unit editor, open, and you should see that Riley's Raiders is selected. Click new. This is going to be a rifleman 1. And so we created the general, we named him, generated class name, go down as owned by independent Riley's Raiders. And we're going to draw the start from the AAF, just to be simple. A man and a rifleman. And there he is. This is rifleman number 1. I'm going to go to edit loadout. Now, I already have some loadouts made for this and other reasons, but you can do this either here or more recommendedly in the virtual arsenal, not the ACE, because the ALiVE ORBAT, as you can see, does not use the ACE arsenal. Let's make it in the virtual arsenal. But I'm gonna load up this, and it's recommended that you don't do that simply because the ALiVE ORBAT tool may have a tendency to crash and ruin, drop all of the work you've done making these characters if you take too long, I guess. It depends on your setup. Yeah, this is a Riley's Raider rifleman. Got an M16, ACOG, TDSKO, all that. I'm going to save changes. It might do this, but it's okay. Faction unit. There. See, he's right there. But you can't have a faction of 1 man. It's not a 1-man army, so RTO 1. You don't have to put a number there. You figure it out. I'm not going to select that same guy just because I feel like the code creation involved in this process could mess up if you're creating a code on a code that you're creating while creating it. Isn't that creative? So, edit loadout, let it load, and I'm pretty sure this guy has a radio backpack. Oh well, I'll just give it to him then. I have a bunch of mods loaded, so obviously this is going to look the same as yours. Hold them now, 20 round mags. Save. So now we have a rifleman and an RTO. Well, now they need a car, right? So we're going to click new. We're going to leave that blank for a second. We're going to go up into, let's see. What kind of car do we want them to have? We'll have them an Ions BMC. MATV with a gun on. No. A Jeep. A 4-wheel drive with a gun on top. Yep. Okay, so Jeep. into 49. Generate. Click OK. And now they should have a Jeep. I'll show you. An Ion PMC stuff. You can edit the vehicle, change its color, black or whiter, and then, more importantly, set the crew. So right now we're going to set the driver as the RTO, and the gunner as a rifleman, and we'll go ahead and put another rifleman in there. So now we have a car. Let's get one more car here. Just because I'll show you in a minute why. Let's do a syndicate car. In fact, we'll do an AAF APC Warrior. But I don't like the way that those look, so I'm going to use... Alright, we'll just give him another car. An SUV. An SUV. Lamo. There it is. Once again, you can change... Wow, there's a lot more colors than I remember there being. Interesting. We have the entire rainbow available for this, so we're just going to choose the most outlandish, bright canary yellow. Driver, RTO, you a rifleman, you a rifleman, and the rear gunner a rifleman. Save. Alright, now we have all the units in our faction, which obviously we don't, but we're going to say we do. Go to Group Editor. Now, infantry, you don't want a 2-man patrol. Get rid of the dashes. This is going to utilize men, an RTO, and a rifleman. You can make the RTO whatever rank. Make him a captain, and he is with his sergeant. But of course, you can't just have 2-man patrols, so you have fire team, which is comprised of an RTO in the lead, and his 4 subordinates, a bunch of privates, and a sergeant that has to pull up with their bullshit. We also have cars, so motorized infantry is going to be nice. I'm going to create a new convoy. Now we have a convoy here. We're going to add the SUV and the protective jeep. We'll make this a captain, make this a sergeant, and we'll throw in some extra men so they can jump in the back of the vehicles. And they're all privates except this guy. Alright, so now we have a faction, and we have units, and we have put those units into groups. Now we need to export. What I do is I just copy full faction to file. And what that's going to do is it's going to make a folder in your ARMA 3 Steam Apps Common directory. It's going to be labeled Riley's Raiders or whatever you called it, something similar to that. You're basically going to put all of that into a PBO, but you see here, config data, copy to clipboard. You're also going to create a new notepad thing, okay? So you're going to right click on your desktop, you're going to click new, you're going to click notepad, and you're going to Control V, which is to paste what you've just copied from this into that. And you're going to name that notepad description. So it should be a description.ext, I believe. And you're going to put that next to your PBO, which, if you don't know how to make a PBO, I'm sorry, that's not what this video is for. You can Google that and you'll get a PBO tool, and it'll allow you to just right click a folder and create a PBO, or use the ArmA tools alternatively if you figure out how to do that. So you've got your folder that you've exported, you turned it into a PBO, and you put that folder, which is now a PBO, and your description.ext into a file called addons. And you're going to put that addons file, folder, into your @name. Okay, @addon name. Name whatever the faction you want it to be, @Riley's Raiders. And then you're going to go into your ArmA tools, which should be in your Steam library. You have to install it. And you're going to go to the publisher. And it's pretty self-explanatory from there. You're going to take that file called @blah with the addons folder inside, and then the PBO inside of that next to the description.ext, and you're just going to publish it to the workshop. So I hope that was explanation enough. I hope I don't have to show myself doing all that. But thank you all for watching, and I hope this really helps. Chief Commodore out.